Hello everyone, today we are going to see the summary of The Dilemma of a Ghost by Ama Ata Aidoo. The play set in Ghana at an unspecified time, first performed in Legon, Ghana in 1964, first published in English in 1965. Synopsis. A young Fanti man returns from the United States with an African-American wife whose foreign customs and expectations alienate him from his family. The main characters in the play are Ato Yozen, a young Ghanaian graduate, Eulalie Yozen, Afro-American graduate, Ezikom, Ato's mother, Monka, his sister, Nana, his grandmother, Akir, his elder aunt, Manza, his younger aunt, Pitu, his elder uncle, Akroma, his younger uncle. Act 1. In features, two village women returning from the river with their water pots, discussing how they toil like slaves, doing the domestic and farm works while other family members are resting. They also talk about the arrival of Atto, who is expected to pay the debts his mother had. Nana, the grandmother, is happy for the return of her grandson while she is still alive. She complains that the darkness has fallen, but the women have not lit the light. Atto calls them and his uncle Akroma, and Pitu comes at the same time. Nana suggests that Akroma should take his wife to a famous herbalist called Coffee Crom instead of depending on the white man's medicine alone, which seems to be ineffective to his wife. They gather as a family and discuss various things, including how Atto, the firstborn, was humble growing up. Pitu asks for the sheep that Eskom was rearing, and she reports that she sold it to get the money to pay the bride price for Atto. Atto informs them that he is already married, and they are all surprised and they attack him with questions like, "You are married? Married? Who is your wife? When did you marry? What is her name? Where does she come from?" etc. etc. The news troubles them a lot because she is from America and they can't pronounce her name. He assures them that she is just an American of African ancestry because her grandparents were taken from Africa to America as slaves. This additional information confuses them even more to learn that Eulalie is an offspring of slaves. Nana is more frustrated how she will tell the story to the dead ancestors when she dies that one of their stock had brought home a slave. Act 2. 14 days later, two women are talking as they come from the woods where they have gathered some faggots. They discuss how important it is to have children, but they comment on Monka, Eskom's daughter, who never marries well. However, they don't blame Eskom for Monka's rudeness. They expect Atto to take care of his nephews, Monka's children, but they also say that those days are gone. They talk about Atto's wife, and the second woman reports that Eskom had gone to knock the door of Ya Menza to ask for his daughter to marry her son. But she says that he has refused to marry this girl and has instead married a black-white woman. They hear the cry of a baby from a distance, and the first woman wishes she also had a child. Later, Eulalie is seen giving a long monologue after arriving in Africa. She wonders what she would do if she finds out that she has made a mistake coming to Africa. She even acknowledges the change of her name from Eulalie Rush to Eulalie Yozen. She expresses the misconception she had about Africa, that she thought of it as a jungle and never thought there is coke in Africa. She expresses her identity and the pride that her mother instilled in her, that God created her black and she cannot change it. She wishes her mother was alive to see her. Atto then joins her and the two discuss several things, teasing each other. Eulalie introduces the idea of starting a family, but Atto objects that they should stick to their original plan. Act 3. 6 months later, Atto and Eulalie have come to spend a weekend. Atto dreams of a boy and a girl in an afternoon sleep singing about the ghost who was in a dilemma, not knowing where to go, whether to Elmina or to Cape Coast. He is so worried about the dream because it once happened when he was still young. His uncle Pitu comes to greet them and Atto tells him about the dream he had. He says that the boy in the dream looked like him when he was a child. Uncle encourages him not to think much about the dream while he works on it. 2 hours later, Atto's mother Eskom comes and brings them the snails to prepare the food. When Eulalie sees them, she throws them away, and this causes a great conflict between Ato and Eulalie and Ato with his mother. Ato tries to defend his wife, but Ezekon insists that she has to follow the culture of her husband and not the vice versa. Ezekon tells Ato how she had troubles collecting the school fees from the unsympathetic rich people and his uncles. She tells him how her friends are laughing at her because she is poorer than ever before since she has pawned her properties and cannot redeem them. She complains that all the money goes to satisfy Eulalie's needs. Act 4. 6 months later, two women returning from the market are discussing about the day of sprinkling of the stool. They also discuss about Ato, who has not brought any change in his family since he arrived, to the point that his mother's roof leaks more than ever before. Later, they say that it is all because of Eulalie, who spends all the money buying cigarettes, drinks, clothes and missions. They also discuss her state of barrenness because it seems so, as she has not given birth since she came. Ato's relatives come to perform the ritual of sprinkling the compound to chase the evil spirits using the herbal concoction, then they leave. Several hours later, Ato and Eulalie are discussing about her drinking behavior, and he asks her to put the drinks in the room because more relatives are coming. At last, they arrive and ask Ato to inform his wife that they are going to wash her stomach so that she may conceive. Ato objects, but Pitu, his uncle, tells him that they met and discussed about the issue why he is not getting a child. They also inform him that they are aware that his wife smokes cigarettes and drinks just like men. When they leave, Eulalie asks Ato what the meeting was about, and he informs her that they came to tell Ato and Eulalie that they are displeasing the spirits of the dead ancestors for controlling birth. Act 5. The next morning, Ato and Eulalie are expected to attend a Thanksgiving service of his cousin who had died the year before. Eulalie refuses to go with him because, as she claims, Ato listens to his people so much that she is forced to do as they wish. She complains that Ato's relatives force their wills on her, including when she should have children. She asks Ato to tell them that she will have children when she wants them, but Ato says that they won't understand. She then insults them that they only understand their own savage customs and standards because they are more savage than dinosaurs with their snails and potions. Ato tells her, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. She tells him that if he can preach so well, then he should preach to his own people to try to have a little bit of understanding for the things they don't know anything about it. Ato tells her to shut up and asks her how much does the American Negro know. At this point, the argument intensifies to the point that Eulalie tells Ato, do you compare these bastards, these stupid narrow-minded savages with us? Do you dare? Ato loses his temper and slaps her and leaves the house. At midnight, Ato is seriously looking for Eulalie, but she cannot be found. The first and second women hear the noise from Ezekom's house and they come to find out. Second woman guesses that something is wrong between him and his wife, the dilemma of the ghost. They talk about the way Eulalie was seen in the evening sitting on the grass in the school with her head bowed. Finally, they go back to sleep. Ezekom comes out to inquire what is happening. Ato tells her that he is looking for Eulalie because she has disappeared after slapping her. Ato says he did so because she insulted his people and refused to go to the Thanksgiving service. Ezekom says she refused because she is barren. Ato tells her that they will have children when they want them and his wife is not barren. Ezekom wonders whether they are gods who can create their own child. However, Ezekom blames Ato for not teaching his wife about his culture, for as she believes no stranger ever breaks the law. Eulalie appears and she looks very weak and unhappy. Ezekom goes to support her and after addressing Ato, she supports her to the family house. Ato remains confused and bewildered and lost. Then an echo from his own mind brings the voices of the children. Shall I go to the Cape Coast? Shall I go to the Elmina? I can't tell. Shall I? I can't tell.